Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our special edition Gameweek 17 recap coming to you live from Cambridge, Massachusetts. This week we have a very special guest, Mr. Benny Kim. Welcome to the show, Benny.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Hello, everybody. Great to be here.
So, you may know Benny from a few of his famed appearances. He's the manager of our current league leaders, Kicks on the Grass. He is also the critically acclaimed manager of the Boston Ski and Sports Club, Medford Wednesday Night Co-ed Soccer 7v7 A Division, 4th place finishers, Benny and the Jets.
4th place. I will say that we started off in last place, so that's actually a really good metric of how good a captain I am.
Go for the team.
Thank you.
Benny, why don't you start us off with the recap?
Yeah, of course. All right, so diving right into it, we had Ben's Cardi B movie against Dominic's Dominators, and Dominic's Dominators crushed with a scoreline of 25-40. Congratulations to Dom. So Ben's goalie, offense, and defense combined put up 8 points, and fun fact, Dom had 5 injuries this week. I'm not really sure how they got the win, but we can pretty much assume that Ben has checked out at this point. Dom's team was, I don't know how to say this name, why don't you take over?
Henrik Mkhitaryan.
Henrik Mkhitaryan, who put up both goals in the Arsenal match. An Armenian sensation. We're lucky to have him. And you have him on your team as well.
I do. We'll get to that later. But speaking of Arsenal, I'm glad you brought up Arsenal. They lost in real life for the first time since August. They fell 3-2 to Southampton, of all teams.
Since August?
Since August. They were on a heck of a run. And that must have added some insult to injury for Papadonoho as he fell to Andrew Navia by a really tough scoreline, 71-22. Navia had 18 points from his keeper, Fabianski, who you might remember from him letting in 4 goals in one game a few weeks ago, and an additional 14 points from the Swiss sensation, Xherdan Shaqiri, the tiny tank man, giant guns, about 5'7". He is one of the most terrifying human beings on this planet. Benny, thoughts?
Can I ask,
Sure.
Is Navia in the lead points-wise?
I'm not sure. Let's go to our advanced stats center and we'll pull out an answer for you. Navia currently has an indeterminate number of points. Navia currently has 826 points.
Closely followed by
The Llamas.
Alex Yared,
823.
823.
So,
And I'm...
yeah.
Oh, wow, okay. So, as we all know, I'm gunning for most points. I just happen to be at the top of the tables right now, but I am gunning for most points, so I'm coming for you, Navia. Just saying.
Yeah, that's great. That's really nice. And actually, I'm glad you brought up points, Benny, because we have some interesting point differentials happening in our league. The current biggest underperformer is actually Allison. She has 758, which would put her in 4th place on points, which is currently in 7th. Meanwhile, Dominic is the biggest overperformer. He should be second to last, but is currently in 5th. So those matchups do matter, people.
All right. Next game, please, Alex.
So our next match featured your very own Benny Kim, who beat out Adrian Tanner 28-24. Benny, as we just said, usually complains about points, usually complains about the head-to-head system. Only one person on his team this week put up more than 2 points, which is rough, real rough. I think you need a motivational speech in there. But that makes it all the more embarrassing that Adrian did not win. Now, Adrian, I love you, but we need to have a talk. Because you had this prime opportunity to beat Benny and knock him down from the top of the table so that I could take his place. And you didn't. You put up 24 points, and that's rough.
I did put up a low number of points, but despite my complaints, I will just say that a win is a win. I am very disappointed, though, in Son of Min, because he's been playing fantastic.
He has.
Put up, 14 points last week,
Unbelievable.
12 points the week before, and I guess this is the end of the return of the prodigal son.
Moving on, a word from our sponsors.
All right. Hello everyone, are you looking to learn how to use a multimeter? Well, you're in luck because the Tufts EE department has a 50% success rate in creating fantastic engineers from a sample size of 2. Alex here is a real-life engineer with DMC. He's building hydrogen generation systems. He's working on Elon Musk factories. He's building stop, drop, and roll systems. It's a fire suppression system. Meanwhile, Benny did not become an engineer, but you probably don't want him working on your fire suppression systems anyway, so there's that.
Speaking of fire suppression systems, you did not tell me how spicy this was.
Oh, my bad.
It's delicious, but ow.
All right, up next in the matrimonial matchup, we have Alex beating Allison once again, this time by a scoreline of 59-36. Congratulations.
Thank you, felt good.
Llamas were also led by the Armenian sensation
Henrik Mkhitaryan.
All right, and
yeah.
any words from you on your tremendous win?
Special note, I think it's worth a caveat at this point. We had talked in the past about finding Lebanese Premier League players. Dominic and I had some difficulty with it, but given how Middle Eastern people love to claim credit, I think we can safely say that Mr. Mkhitaryan is Lebanese at this point, and we can all move on from this controversy. What do you think?
I still think on Dom's next game, he's got to stick to his word and put in a Lebanese player, because I put in my Korean guy, so that's all I have to say about that.
All right, we'll see how the next matchup goes. Kelly managed to eke out a win against Joey by a final scoreline of 19-17. We checked in with our advanced stats team, and this is the lowest scoring game we've ever had.
Our advanced stat team is me and Alex just scrolling through 3 pages and going, no, not lower.
We promised that we passed our data analytics class at Tufts. We took it. It was a real class. Joey managed to break Papadanaho's low point record of 18 from last week, putting up a thoroughly tepid 17 points. Side note, Benny did not think I was going to be able to say that on air. Her highest scoring player was Tottenham heartthrob Della Ali, who put up 3 points by doing pretty much nothing during his game. Kelly's advantage came through defender Jamal Laskai.
I'm thinking.
He put up 5 points, despite the fact that he got a yellow card.
I have a question about these points.
Yeah, him.
Because Dele Ali, who put up 3 points, what did he do? Do you get a point for just being in the game?
So you get 1 point per 45 minutes that you play.
So every half that you play is... So all the players that got 2 points from me, they just played the game.
Yeah, exactly. If you just show up and your manager decides to put you in, you get 2 points.
Alright. So pretty much I could have won these points if
you had been tapped for the squad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm gunning for those 2 points then, and you'll see my name on the leagues next week.
That sounds great.
Here we go.
Benny, it was a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank
you
you for having
everybody at home, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure having you. And all we have left to do is say cheers.
Stay classy, Boston.
See you next week.